In NBA history, there have been a total of 51 Finals MVP winners, and in only one of those 51 instances was there a player who won the award despite playing for the losing team. That was the first Finals MVP, which was Jerry West in 1969. Jerry certainly earned the award as he was clearly the best player over the course of the series, averaging close to 40 points per game. But ever since that one instance, the NBA has changed its method on selecting the Finals MVP winner, strictly giving the award only to players on the winning team. But what if we return to that original formula, disregarding who won and who lost, and all of the narratives that come along with it, and instead just gave the MVP to the player who was honestly the best player on the court during that series? Well, if we did that, things would change up quite a bit. Today, the decade we're looking at is the 2010s, and let me know in a comment if you agree or disagree with these choices. In 2010, the Lakers won the championship and Kobe Bryant won the Finals MVP, and on this new list, he keeps the award ahead of Pau Gasol. This was an epic 7-game series between the iconic rivals of the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. Over the course of the series, Kobe put up 28.6 points, 8 rebounds, 3.9 assists, and 2.1 steals on 40.5% shooting. Some people have said that Pau Gasol actually should have won the award as he averaged 18.6 points, 11.6 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 2.6 blocks on 47.8% shooting. Kobe may have been slightly less efficient, but 10 points is no small margin, and Kobe was also a major reason for Ray Allen struggling during that series, as Allen shot only 36.7% on just 14 points per game. Some have criticized Kobe's lack of efficiency this series, but usually those that do that didn't actually watch that series because that's a take that's severely lacking context. The 2010 Finals was one of the most physically intense playoff series of NBA history. And yes, I mean including all eras of NBA history. Both teams knew heading into that matchup that defense and rebounding were going to be of the utmost importance. Along with that, it was clear the referees made a point to put away their whistles and let the players be the ones who decided the outcome of the series. Due to this, both teams were below league average efficiency, as the Lakers as a whole shot 41.8% and the Celtics shot 43.3%. It was also very low scoring, as the Lakers averaged 90 points and the Celtics averaged 87. With all of this being said, now Kobe's efficiency appears completely free of criticism, as his stat line appears even more impressive. He was clearly the MVP these finals. In 2011, Dirk Nowitzki won the Finals MVP as he led his Dallas Mavericks to defeat the Miami Heat, and on this new list, he loses the award to Dwayne Wade. I know. Initially this sounds blasphemous to suggest the award should go to someone other than Dirk, and honestly, I'm okay with Dirk getting the MVP as a reward for leading his team to the championship. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about who is literally the best player on the court that series, and in this case, it was definitely Dwayne Wade. Dirk put up 26 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 2 assists on only 41.6% shooting. Compare that to Wade, who led all players in scoring, putting up 26.5 points, 7 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.5 blocks on 54.6% shooting, filling up pretty much every spot on the stat sheet. People need to remember that it wasn't just Dirk single-handedly carrying the Mavericks in the finals, but they had several players who contributed in major ways, like the huge contributions from Jason Terry and Shawn Marion. It was a complete team effort that won the Mavericks that championship, not just Dirk. Meanwhile, on Miami's side, while LeBron was busy having arguably the worst playoff series of his life, Wade was doing everything he could all over the court to keep Miami in the series, as he was stronger defensively than Dirk was and much more efficient in terms of field goal percentage and even true shooting percentage. Like I said before, I don't mind rewarding the winning player because that's what it's all about. But if we're being honest about who was the best player on the court that series, then it was Wade. In 2012, the Miami Heat defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder and LeBron James won his first Finals MVP, and he's keeping the award just slightly ahead of Kevin Durant. LeBron bounced back in a big way, redeeming his legacy after his failure in the 2011 Finals. In those 5 games, he put up numbers of 28.6 points, 10.2 rebounds, 7.4 assists, and 1.6 steals on 47.2% shooting. He was clearly the best and most impactful player for Miami in those finals, as it appeared to be the moment where the team clearly became his instead of Wade's. Now, although they only won one game in that series, Durant still put up next-level numbers of 30.6 points, 6 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 1.4 steals on 54.8% shooting. Despite leading all players in scoring and being extremely efficient while doing it, the award has to stay with LeBron, as he excelled in more ways than Durant did, especially in terms of rebounding and facilitating. In 2013, the Heat defeated the San Antonio Spurs, and LeBron James was once again the Finals MVP, and he's keeping the award as he was clearly the best and most dominant player in the series. I'll make this one quick, considering how there was no one even close. San Antonio made it a great series with their well-rounded attack, and if it had not been for that one timeless shot, they would have won the championship. But with a little help from his friends, LeBron was ultimately too much, as he put up 25.3 points, 10.9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2.3 steals on 44.7% shooting. This was the second straight year he flirted with a triple-double average in the finals, which was just a sign of things to come for LeBron. In 2014, the Spurs defeated the Heat in a finals rematch, and Kawhi Leonard was awarded the finals MVP, but now he loses the award to LeBron James. The 2014 Spurs were one of the greatest teams in NBA history, especially in terms of how they played as a team. It was a beautiful brand of basketball with lots of ball movement and a well-rounded attack. Kawhi did his part and stepped up at just the right time, averaging 17.8 points, 6.4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.6 steals on 61.2% shooting. If there was ever a time in recent years where the Finals MVP could have been given to someone on the losing team, there's a strong chance it would have been this season, as LeBron averaged 28.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals on 52% shooting. Although the Spurs comfortably dismantled the Heat in this series, as I mentioned earlier, it was a complete team effort, while LeBron stood out among everyone statistically, trying his best to keep it a series, despite the fact that Wade and Bosh's contributions were not what they once were. In 2015, the Warriors defeated the Cavs in their first finals matchup, and Andre Iguodala was named the MVP, and on this new list, he loses the award to LeBron James, who finishes slightly ahead of Steph Curry. Iguodala had a terrific NBA Finals by his standards, as he put up about 16, 6, and 4 on 52% shooting. Those are extremely moderate numbers by Finals MVP standards though, and the reason he won the award is because of the narrative-based voting. Andre did a solid job of containing LeBron, as James shot only 39.8% for the series. With that being said, LeBron still averaged more than 35 points per game and had a strong series all around. If I had an MVP vote in 2015 with a regular formula that highly emphasizes winning, then I certainly would have voted for Curry, who put up 26, 5, and 6 on 44% shooting. That's certainly a more worthy Finals MVP stat line. But if you ask me who is the best player that series, regardless of outcome, then it goes to LeBron. With his two best teammates in Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love out due to injury, LeBron was forced to carry a heavier load, and the fact that he was actually able to make it a competitive series was utterly remarkable. He put up 35.8 points, 13.3 rebounds, 8.8 assists, and 1.3 steals on 39.8% shooting and 45.7 minutes per game. Yes, LeBron's efficiency was far below his usual standards, but considering the fact that he filled up the stat sheet across the board, and the second leading scorer on his team was Timothy Mozgov, I think I can look past his below-average efficiency.
LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James.
Hopefully, you're not too tired of hearing this name yet, but in 2016, the Cavaliers made a 3-1 comeback to defeat the Warriors, and LeBron James was named the MVP. And he's keeping the award as he stood out to such an extent that no one else even has an argument. The King dominated in every single aspect of this series, including defensively, and it was this performance that really ignited the GOAT conversation to levels that we hadn't previously seen involving LeBron. In this epic 7-game series, he averaged 29.7 points, 11.3 rebounds, 6.9 assists, 2.6 steals, and 2.3 blocks on 49.4% shooting. Not only did he fill up every area of the stat sheet, but LeBron led both teams in every major statistical category. No one averaged more points, or rebounds, or assists, or steals, or blocks than LeBron did in that series. Truly one of the greatest playoff performances of all time. In 2017, the Warriors defeated the Cavs in 5 games, and Kevin Durant was named the Finals MVP. And on this new list, he's keeping the award, just barely ahead of LeBron. From a team perspective, this wasn't even close, as the overpowered Warriors destroyed the Cavs, just like they did with everyone else they faced in the playoffs. Despite the beatdown, LeBron made it as close as he could on an individual level, as he averaged 33.6 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and 1.4 steals on 56% shooting. This triple-double average is still the only triple-double average in NBA Finals history. It was still not enough to take it away from Durant, though, who not only demoralized the Cavs with numerous clutch shots, but efficiently dominated all around, putting up 35.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, 5.4 assists, and 1.6 blocks on 55% shooting. He also had a 50-40-90 series, and a monstrous one at that, with averages of 55% from the field, 47% from 3, and 93% from the free throw line. Although KD keeps it in my book, it wasn't an easy choice, and I'm curious to hear who you think was the better player in the 2017 Finals. In 2018, the Warriors swept the Cavs, and Kevin Durant was named the Finals MVP, and he's keeping the award again, just barely ahead of LeBron James. Ever since 2011, even in the years that LeBron lost, he had a solid argument for being the best player on the court, and this series was no exception, as he averaged 34, 8, and 10 on 52% shooting. But there's a reason why Durant was heating up the best player conversation during these years, and it was because of performances like this, as he put up 28.8 points, 10.8 rebounds, 7.5 assists, and 2.3 blocks on 52.6% shooting. This was his second straight finals with 50-40-90 percentages, as he shot 52% from the field, 41% from 3, and 96% from the free throw line. Now, given the quality of each star's supporting cast, you could certainly make the argument that if they had switched places, LeBron's numbers and efficiency would have been much better. After all, Kevin Durant's 3 most efficient seasons of his career were in his seasons with the Warriors, as he played alongside of other superstars. But with that being said, those are all hypotheticals that we'll never know the real answer to. From what we actually saw on the court that series, Durant gets the small edge. In 2019, the Raptors defeated the injury-laden Warriors in 6 games, and Kawhi Leonard was named the Finals MVP, and he's keeping the award slightly ahead of Steph Curry. Kawhi continued his historic run through the playoffs, and he was solid in just about every aspect, as he averaged 28.5 points, 9.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 2 steals, and 1.2 blocks on 43.4% shooting. With the absence of Kevin Durant and some time missed by Klay Thompson, Steph had to carry a heavier load in the championship series, and he did that to the tune of 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists on 41% shooting. Maybe there's an argument for Steph, but considering how Kawhi stood out both offensively and defensively while leading his team, I think he keeps the edge on this one. Here's a quick recap of who originally won the award and who wins under this new format. Do you agree with the list? Let me know in the comments section which ones you think I got right and which ones you think I got wrong. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.